What's up, Womack Nowstalgia? Dave here with a review of ILLIT's second EP, I'll Like You. ILLIT, of course, debuted earlier this year at HYBE, specifically under the B-Lift sub-label, wherein HYBE call home. And ILLIT, I think, despite not a lot of fanfare, really broke out instantaneously with that first drop. Specifically, the song Magnetic, their debut single, became the first K-pop act debut song to debut on the Billboard Hot 100 and now has over 430 million streams on Spotify. It's one of the biggest K-pop songs of the year and by the metrics, the most successful debut K-pop song ever in the Western market anyway. The success of Magnetic, as well as the other single Lucky Girl Syndrome, I think immediately brought a lot of attention to ILLIT, but of course that music also received some negative attention, specifically for its similarities to another group at HYBE, namely NewJeans, a group I've talked about quite a bit. And I think the lightness, the airiness, the moody vibe nature of the sentiment of the Sonics with ILLIT is very similar to NewJeans. It is what it is. And of course, ILLIT has come into the crossfire of the HYBE, NewJeans war of words with, Min Hee Jin of NewJeans and Adore calling out ILLIT and B-Lift Lab for, creative plagiarism. It's certainly been a messy few months for a group that just came to be. And of course, however you feel about that situation, we can leave the members of ILLIT specifically out of it. And I think just focus on the music. And, I wasn't the biggest fan of that first project, Super Real Me, where Magnetic lives. And I just didn't think there was enough to the music. There wasn't just enough texture, enough to really latch onto and grasp. So it didn't grab me by any means. But given their success and given their, HYBE, affiliation, I was just curious to see what would happen, what would continue. ILLIT's second EP, I'll Like You, is a step up from their debut Super Real Me. I think this music is a lot more interesting. Vocally, there's a bit more variety with the production. In general, these songs have a lot more structure and a lot more under the hood with them. And as a result, the music is just a lot more interesting. Title track, I'll Like You. Love the bass, very dancey. It's a lot more energetic than really any of their past songs, but unfortunately the hook is very repetitive and dull. Unlike the Magnetic hook, it just doesn't quite work nearly as well this time around. However, I did enjoy the chant outro. So overall, I think that's a song that, even if it doesn't totally work for me, I think it is a lot more engaging than some of their past work. Track 2, Cherish My Love. I think the drums very nice on that. The vocals pop a bit more again. ILLIT vocals to this point have not popped all that much by design. If you know, you know. Another repetitive hook. I don't know why the writing is so lackluster when it comes to these hooks. Kind of a rap verse with verse 2, which I was not expecting. I think actually worked pretty well. Track 4, Pimple, has this nice guitar line. Definitely the smoothest song of the bunch. Probably the most reminiscent of the first EP. And then the last song, Tic Tac, very upbeat, quite catchy, and I think this is a song with a lot of potential, honestly, to be a big grower, I think, for fans of the group. So overall, I think I'll Like You is definitely a step forward for ILLIT. That much is pretty obvious, and I think they did enough on this project to dissuade a lot of the NewJeans comparisons. It's certainly not nearly as overt now as the group has, I think, definitely branched off a bit from that foundation. And, young group finding the sound. Obviously, the label very much involved creatively with how this is going. It's very good that this album didn't give us New Jack Swing like the newest NewJeans songs did. I think it's very intentional that this is a bit different, and it's for the best ultimately. Would I consider myself a big ILLIT fan now? No, I would not. But I am more curious in seeing what journey they continue to go down as they release more music. I mean, again, to this point, that gives us, 11 songs they've released, 5 new ones here, 4 new ones before, so they only have 10 songs to their name, officially, so we have a long way to go. But let me know, what did you think of ILLIT's second EP, I'll Like You? Did you think it was a step in the right direction and a step forward creatively like me? Let me know, and for more music reviews, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.